So our last example for this section, 7.2, example 3, we want to graph y equals the absolute value of x squared minus 6x plus 5. So once again, a quadratic. And we are going to start by taking a look at its related function, which is y equals x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, so we're going to start by getting the x and y intercepts. Now, to get the x-intercepts, we're going to use y equals x squared minus 6x plus 5. We want to solve that, so we want to, oh yeah, and remember, x-intercepts happen when y equals 0, so we're going to plug in 0 for y. And now you can see this looks like a quadratic equation that we can solve, so we're going to factor. Alright, so what factors of 5 give us 6, 5, and 1, as long as they are both negative, and so we can see that x is equal to 5 and x equals 1. Alright, to get our y-intercept, we are going to use, so this is our x-intercept. Our y-intercept, we are going to use the absolute value function. Okay, so y is equal to the absolute value of x squared minus 6x plus 5. And recall that y-intercepts happen when x equals 0, so we're going to substitute in 0 for x. And we get the absolute value of 5, which is 5. Okay, so we have x-intercepts, one at x is 5, so 5 and 0, and one at x is 1, which is 1 and 0, and we have a y-intercept at 5, which is 0 and 5. Alright, so now let's get our vertex. Now you can get the vertex by completing the square, or you can use the vertex formula. We're going to use the vertex formula because it'll be a little easier. Alright. So from our original function, we can see that b is negative 6 and a is equal to 1. And so we're going to plug in negative 6 for negative b and 1 for a. And when we simplify this, we get 6 over 2, which is 3. Okay, and to get our y-coordinate for our vertex, we want to plug that into our quadratic function. So we're going to go 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 5. Do the math and you get that y is negative 4. So our vertex is at 3 and negative 4. Okay, so let's go to the graph. 3 and negative 4. Okay, so let's sketch our parabola in. Now we want to get one more point because we got 4 right now, we want 5. Now because our axis of symmetry goes down through the vertex, we can take this point and we can use symmetry to plot it right here, okay, which is at 6 and 5. Okay, and so our original function then is right here. Okay, so now we can graph in our absolute value function. So we're going to keep the part of the graph which is above the x-axis. Okay, and I'll draw this in red. So the part that's above the x-axis is right here, so we keep that. And right here, so we keep that. But the part that's below, we want to reflect over the x-axis. So take a look, your vertex is 4 units below the x-axis. We're going to graph it 4 units above, right here. And then nice curve, and a nice curve. Okay, and you get this red graph here, which is y equals the absolute value of x squared minus 6x plus 5. And remember the blue one is y is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, so our red graph is our absolute value graph. Now, our invariant points. Okay, invariant points. Okay, so what part of the graph is exactly the same? All right, well, everything to the right of where x is 5. So x is greater than or equal to 5. And everything to the left of 1, so x is less than or equal to 1. Okay, that's where all of your invariant points are. All right, let's take a look at our domain and range for both functions. Okay, so for the blue parabola, that's our original related function. Okay, the domain is all reals, and our range, if you take a look, our bottommost point is where y is negative 4, so everything above that, so y is greater than or equal to negative 4. And if we take a look at our absolute value function, okay, the domain will be all reals. Okay, and the range, if you take a look, your lowest values for y are 0 again, so y has to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and now let's write in our piecewise function. Okay, we go y equals. All right, and remember, we're going to use this as our model. Okay, and so our related function, x squared minus 6x plus 5, and then the negative version of that. Okay, and then if, and if. Okay, and so now we take a look at our domain. Okay. All right, so the original part of our graph. Okay, that means the part that is y equals x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, that part. Everything to the right of 5. Okay, so everything which is greater than or equal to 5. And everything to the left of 1, so everything which is less than or equal to 1 is part of our domain. Okay, so where x is less than or equal to 1, or x is greater than or equal to 5. All right, and then we take a look at the part which is our absolute value. That's this one here. And that's everything in between 1 and 5. Okay, everything in between 1 and 5. So we go smallest number first, less than variable that we're considering x, less than 5. Remember, we don't have to put equals into here because we've already included it up in here. Okay, and that concludes our lesson.